Hey everyone, today we're jumping into something that's absolutely fundamental for any DevOps pro, databases. Getting this right is, well, it's a huge piece of the puzzle. So you might be asking, why the deep dive for DevOps? Well, because it's pretty much non-negotiable. You're the one who's going to be deploying these things, making sure applications can actually connect to them, and, troubleshooting when things inevitably go wrong. It's the backbone of almost any software architecture you're going to build.
When you look at the whole database world, it really boils down to two main categories, SQL and NoSQL. And data from this Stack Overflow survey shows just how popular SQL databases like MySQL really are. That's exactly why today we're going to focus on the heavyweight champs of both worlds, MySQL for SQL and MongoDB for NoSQL.
Okay, let's get right into it. The big showdown, SQL versus NoSQL. What is the real fundamental difference between them? Honestly, it all comes down to just one word: structure.
So imagine a traditional SQL database as this perfectly organized, maybe a little bit rigid filing cabinet. Every single piece of information has a specific pre-assigned spot in a table made of rows and columns. It's predictable, it's consistent, but it's not always flexible.
On the flip side, you've got NoSQL. This is more like having a big collection of individual, super detailed profiles. Each one is its own little document, usually in a format called JSON. And the key here, the real game changer, is that the structure can be totally different from one document to the next. And here's where that flexibility really starts to make sense. See, a document for an employee might have a salary field, right? But one for a student could have grades instead. They can all hang out in the same place, and you don't have to create a bunch of empty, useless columns for data that just doesn't apply to everyone.
This really nails the core trade-off. Think about an e-commerce site using a rigid SQL database. If you wanted to add a temporary field, maybe something like holiday_gift_preference, you'd have to change the entire user table. That could mean downtime during your busiest season. And that's exactly where NoSQL's incredible flexibility really shines.
So this chart kind of brings it all together. Look, the choice isn't about which one is better. It's about what's right for your app. Do you need that super strict transactional integrity of SQL for something like, say, financial data? Or do you need the agile, scalable flexibility of NoSQL for user profiles that are constantly changing?
So here's how you'd actually ask a SQL database a question, like show me everyone older than 10. You use the standard structured query language, SQL. It's pretty universal across most of these databases. Now check this out. Here's the same exact question, but this time we're asking MongoDB. You can see it's a totally different syntax, one that's built specifically to search through those flexible JSON documents. Two different ways of asking, but they both get you the same answer. All right, enough theory. Let's roll up our sleeves and move to our first practical example. We're going to get a MySQL server up and running from absolute scratch.
The process is actually pretty straightforward. It really just boils down to three key steps. You grab the package you need, you run the installation, and then you fire up the database service.
So if you're in a Linux terminal, these are the commands that'll do the trick. First, you grab the repository package. Then you use the yum package manager to install the actual MySQL server. And finally, you just start the service and check to make sure it's running. And boom, this is exactly what you want to see. When you see that green active running, you know your MySQL server is officially alive and ready to go. Okay. First things first, and this is super important. You have to secure your new server. MySQL sets up a temporary password for the root user. You've got to find it in the logs, log in, and then immediately change it with this alter user command. Don't skip this step.
So once you're in and everything's secure, the workflow makes a lot of sense. You create a new database, you tell the system you want to use it, and then you start defining the rigid structure of your tables with create table.
All right, SQL is done. Now let's switch gears and do the same thing for our NoSQL example, MongoDB. You're going to see some similarities here, but also some really important differences.
You'll notice a familiar pattern here. You set up the source, the repository, so your system knows where to get the software. Then you install the main package, and finally, you start the service. Simple as that. So after you create that little repository file, you just install MongoDB with yum. Then you use systemctl to start MongoDB, and that D at the end just stands for daemon. It's the background process that is the MongoDB server.
And yup, just like with MySQL, that active running status is our green light. It's the confirmation we need that the server is up and ready to accept connections.
Now this is where you really feel the difference. You talk to MongoDB through its command line shell. You can switch databases, create something called a collection, which is basically a NoSQL table, and then immediately, without defining any structure, you can just insert your first flexible JSON document.
So let's do a quick wrap-up. We've talked about the core difference between the structured world of SQL and the flexible universe of NoSQL. We've established that both are absolutely essential tools in your DevOps toolkit. And now, you've actually got the basic commands to get both MySQL and MongoDB running locally. That's a great starting point.
And that really brings us to the final question. I'll leave you with this thought. Now that you've seen the basics, think about your next project. What does it really need? Is it going to be the structured, bulletproof reliability of SQL? Or does it call for the dynamic, flexible scale of NoSQL? The choice is yours.